Yes, dear students, in next topic was nomination of candidates. So in democracy, people should have a real choice. It means that everyone should be free to contest election, and there should be no restriction on any of the candidate. They can stand and contest the election. So, and this is what our system provides. Anyone who can be a voter can be a representative. Anyone who can be a voter can be a representative also. The only difference is that voter's age is 18 years and the minimum age to be a representative is 25 years. This is the difference. So, parties, there are some other restrictions on criminals etc. in some rare cases. Parties nominate their candidate and the candidate get the support and symbol of the party. Parties nominate their candidate and they get the symbol and support of the party, and party's nomination is also for the party ticket. Party's nomination is also known as party's ticket. हम ये कहते हैं कि जिसको पार्टी खड़ा करती है बीजेपी कांग्रेस, तो हम उसे कहते हैं कि इसे इसका टिकट मिल गया. So every person who wishes to contest an election has to fill a nomination form. Every person who wants to contest the election, he has to fill a nomination form. From a few years now, the candidate has to give a legal declaration also. Now the candidate also has to give a legal declaration and it has to be made public. Legal declaration he has to give about himself, some details like serious criminal cases pending against him, education qualification of the candidate, and the details of the assets and liabilities of the candidate. लीगल डिक्लेरेशन में उसे कुछ क्लियर करना होता है. सीरियस क्रिमिनल केसेस पेंडिंग अगेंस्ट हिम, इफ देयर आर एनी केसेस देन ही हैज टू शो so serious criminal cases pending against him, education qualification of the candidate, and the details of the assets and liabilities of the candidates. This information has to be done public so that the people can decide which candidate is better, whom they should give the vote. Education qualification of the candidate. Now the question is if education qualification is necessary in every kind of job, then why it is not necessary in such an important position? कि जब हर प्रकार की जॉब के लिए किसी न किसी प्रकार की एजुकेशन जरूरी है, तो इतनी बड़ी पोस्ट के लिए एजुकेशन क्वालिफिकेशन क्यों जरूरी नहीं है? So the first point is that education qualification is not relevant in all kinds of jobs. सभी प्रकार की jobs में education qualification की जरूरत नहीं होती. We take the example of the cricket game. For selecting a cricket team, we do not see the education qualification of the candidate, because the people see whether he plays well or not. So this is not necessary. And for being being ability of the MPs or MLAs, we should they should the ability of the candidate to understand the people's concern, people's problem, and their interest. And if they do not so, यदि वो जनता जो MPs और MLAs हैं उनमें इतनी एबिलिटी नहीं है कि वो जनता की प्रॉब्लम्स को सुन सके, उनको सोल्व कर सकें, उनको समझ सकें, तो they are if they do not so, they are examined by lakhs of voters. यदि वो ऐसा नहीं करते तो हमारे जो वोटर्स हैं उसका मूल्यांकन कर देते हैं. If they do not like them, the candidate lose the election. So, and if education qualification is required, then it should be left to the people how much importance they give to the education qualification. Third is, if education qualification is made necessary, then our democracy would not be fully democratic, because a major section of the society would not be able to contest the election. For example, for MP or MLAs, if the degree of BA, BCom, BSc made compulsory, then 90% of the population would not be able to 90% of the people would not be able to contest the election. So next is election campaign, Chunav Prachar. So the main purpose of the election is to give people a chance to choose. इलेक्शन का मुख्य पर्पस है कि लोगों को चांस देना कि वो चूज कर सकें. Who will provide better government, who will be a better representative, and who will be a better representative, and therefore it is necessary to free and open discussion. It is necessary to have a free and open discussion about who is a better representative, whose government will be better, whose policies are better. So in election campaign in our country starts after the final list of the candidates is announced and till the polling day. कैंडिडेट्स की जो फाइनल लिस्ट है उसकी घोषणा के बाद और जिस दिन पोलिंग होती है उस 2 वीक्स का टाइम जो है वो इलेक्शन कैंपेन को दिया जाता है. सो इन आवर कंट्री इलेक्शन कैंपेन इज गिवन 2 वीक्स पीरियड फ्रॉम द अनाउंसमेंट ऑफ द कैंडिडेट्स टिल द पोलिंग डे. एंड इन दैट पीरियड political leaders, they address the meeting. Candidate contact their voters. Candidate contact the voters. Political parties, they mobilize their supporters. Political leaders address the meetings. So, but in reality, the election campaign starts much before the elections are held. इलेक्शन कैंपेन जो है वो इलेक्शन से बहुत पहले ही शुरू हो जाती है. चुनाव प्रचार हमारे जो नेता है वो इलेक्शन से बहुत पहले ही चुनाव प्रचार करना शुरू कर देते हैं. जैसे आपने पढ़ा था कि जो मिस्टर देवीलाल थे, he had been campaigning from the last 23 months for about 2 years for the election that were going to be held in Haryana Assembly in. So election campaign is not limited to 2 weeks only. Our political leaders start for campaigning from a few years back. कई सालों से वो जो है वो चुनाव की तैयारी करना शुरू कर देते हैं. In election campaign, political parties try to focus public attention on some big issues. In election campaign, political parties they try to focus public attention on some big issues so that the public is attracted on those issues and give vote to the party. So different political parties has given many slogans in different elections. For example, in 1971 in the Lok Sabha election, the Congress party led by Mrs. Indira Gandhi gave the slogan गरीबी हटाओ, remove poverty. 1971 के अंदर लोकसभा इलेक्शन हुए तो कांग्रेस पार्टी जिसका नेतृत्व मिसेस गांधी कर रही थी, इंदिरा गांधी, उन्होंने स्लोगन दिया था गरीबी हटाओ, to remove poverty. That if her party wins the election, then she will reorient the policies that will remove the poverty from India. Then In the election of 1977, for the Lok Sabha election in 1977, Janata Dal gave the slogan "Save Democracy." जनता दल ने स्लोगन दिया था कि लोकतंत्र बचाओ, and they promised that they suffered a lot during the emergency. कि इमरजेंसी के दौरान जो लोग थे उन्हें काफ़ी जो था सहन करना पड़ा था कि अगर लोकदल जीत जाती है तो वो जो है वो लोकदल पार्टी जो है वो जनता को वापस जो आज़ादी उनसे छीन ली गई थी वो वापस कर देगी और उनके दुखों को कम करने की कोशिश करेगी. Then in the election of 1977, in West Bengal Assembly election in 1977, Left Front they give the slogan "Land to the Tiller", भूमि जोतने वाले को. वेस्ट बंगाल असेंबली इलेक्शन में 1977 में लेफ्ट फ्रंट ने नारा दिया था "लैंड टू द टीलर", कि भूमि जो है वो जोतने वाले को मिलेगी. प्रोटेक्ट द सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ द तेलुगु. This was the slogan given by N.T. Rama Rao, and he was the opposition leader in the election of 1983, and he was the leader of Telugu Desam Party in Andhra Pradesh. तो आंध्र प्रदेश में 1983 के अंदर एन.टी. रामा राव जो अपोजिशन के लीडर थे उन्होंने स्लोगन दिया था "सेव द रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ द तेलुगुस", सेव द सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ द तेलुगुस. So in a democracy it is best to leave it political parties to contest the election. सबसे अच्छी बात है कि डेमोक्रेसीज के अंदर ये लोगों पे छोड़ देना चाहिए कि वो जो है पार्टीज पे छोड़ देना चाहिए कि वो चुनाव कैसे लड़ती हैं. बट समटाइम्स इट इज नेसेसरी टू रेगुलेट. It is necessary to regulate so that all the candidates can get the equal chance to contest the election. So that every political party and candidate gets a equal chance to compete.